So this right here is meant to mimic a trained barista's pour-over technique. You know the way the water has this kind of soft pitter-patter on the coffee? I can definitely see the appeal of waking up to that in the morning. I could also see something quite nice about going off and doing your work at this moment and then just leaving it to finish making your coffee, but just listening and smelling. Okay, so the first part of the process is now finishing, and what it's doing at this point is this is called bypass pouring. It's basically a completely separate stream of finishing water that's added directly into the serving carafe. On one hand, it does seem just like much ado about nothing, but it's all about temperature control of the coffee beans. Getting the beans hot enough to be able to get the best flavor out of them without getting them so hot that you burn them, which according to Bermuda happens at 187 degrees Fahrenheit. Let's do a quick instant coffee for a comparison. Yep, that's what I drink every morning. See what it looks like. Oh, interesting. It's distinctly smoother looking, like almost much purer than the muddiness of the instant coffee. Oh, it's got the entire flavor of the coffee, and it's really strong and rich, but then it suddenly cuts. It cuts before the bitterness hits, and my brain's almost expecting that bitterness to come in, but it doesn't. So you don't drink black coffee at all. See if this is drinkable for you.
A little bit fruity with a little bit of sugar. That is actually really nice.
Okay, I mean, as far as the experience and the flavor of the coffee goes, this is an outstanding product. The only thing on my mind is this is going to be a fair bit of work washing up. Because it's going straight to the carafe and not into the cup that you're going to be drinking from, you've got to wash this, you've got to wash this, and there's no bean grinder here, so there's going to be a whole extra separate piece of equipment that you also have to buy and maintain. I'm going to give it a 9. It's folding treadmill time. But while this thing did look absolutely bonkers minimalistic in the photos, I do have some concerns about the practicality. So the thing is quite a bit bulkier than it looked on the website, but to be fair, it's got wheels, and the wheels actually make the transportation job not a problem. It feels like it's got some pretty solid latches to hold everything in place. And then I assume this just falls into... Okay. Oh yeah, so one thing they were very careful to minimize was the size of this thick boy cable that you have to plug in at all times. It definitely does make it a little bit less clean. But then again, to be fair, considering that we currently have a treadmill sitting in our living room right now, it could be a lot worse. So this thing goes up to 6 kilometers per hour in walking mode, and then up to 12 kilometers per hour in a separate running mode, which actually makes quite a lot of sense because you wouldn't want to be on walking mode without your handlebars and suddenly accidentally reach 12 kilometers per hour.